Hi guys, it's Kiarko here, and I am back with another speed build. This speed build was requested by Wicked Halo 85. This one's for you. It is a jungle-themed waterfall house. And this build was definitely a challenge. I don't usually do builds with major features like this, like architectural features or, natural features. So it was, fun to figure out how to do this. I actually had to watch, YouTube tutorials on how to build a waterfall in The Sims. It took me a while to figure out, but it was definitely worth it. I feel like, this was pretty successful in creating this little waterfall thing. And yeah. So this waterfall feature, the actual object that I used is actually from the game. It's not a mod. It's from the Island Living Pack. And you have to use the unlock debug items and the unlock live edit objects cheats in order to find it. And then you have to search debug in the menu, and then you have to kind of scroll through all that stuff. And eventually you'll find this little waterfall feature. The rocks though, the raisable rocks there on the side, those are actually a mod that they were made specifically for someone's custom content waterfall. And I just really liked the way that they looked, and the whole raisable aspect of them made this build a lot easier, because I could, mess around with the heights and just kind of adjust it a lot easier than if it was just normal rock on the foundation. Because I did have the option of just taking the original game rocks and just scaling them up. But once you scale those small rocks up, it just they lose their texture, and the color is kind of off, and I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. So I downloaded these custom content raisable cliff walls, and it worked out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. Those moss colored rocks though, those are actually also from the original game. It's from, again, the Island Living Pack, and then you have to use the debug cheat, and eventually you'll find them. But yeah, so this was, a labor of love. It took me a long time to figure out how to do this. I had to do a few test builds first just to understand what I was doing conceptually. And this is a smaller waterfall. It's not really a huge, natural waterfall you'd find. It's kind of like a feature waterfall. I don't know. It's pretty cute though. The actual water, it moves and it looks like a waterfall. I have a clip at the end of this just showing the animation of it, and it looks pretty good. At least I think so. It looks like an actual waterfall. So I was really happy with it. I was using the terrain tool a lot in this mod, or in this build, which again is a challenge for me. Like I've said in previous videos, I don't usually use the terrain tool. I'm not super familiar on the techniques of using it, but I feel like it worked out here. It's a little rough in some places, but if it's a naturally occurring little rock quarry, I guess being rough is better than being super smooth and man-made, I don't know. That's just my perspective on it. Here I am just, raising the rocks, adding some sort of support in front so it's not just jutting out over the edge of the waterfall. I really wanted the house to come out over the waterfall, so it seemed more like the waterfall was part of the house rather than the house just being built randomly on top of it. And I thought this, would get great views from the inside, so I ended up using these really big windows you'll see later so that, the whole waterfall area can be seen. But here I am just, working on figuring out how to make the rocks not stick into the house, because I didn't really want to, you to walk into the house and there's a cliff wall right in your kitchen, But yeah, here I am just working again with the terrain tool, just figuring out basically how Sims are going to enter this house. I ended up going with a side entrance there, where you just kind of walk up this little path on the side, and then you enter the house. And I thought that worked out pretty well. I like the idea of it just being a little bit of a hike, a little bit of a secret hidden entryway. Well, it's not that secret, but you know what I mean. Here I'm just working on adding a little platform thing, so you walk up the stairs, and then it's a little, I don't know, porch, and then there's the house. This house is kind of more like a vacation home, I feel like. It doesn't really feel like a permanent residence to me. But not necessarily an Airbnb, because I do feel like there is a lot of personal style and I don't know, personal touches in the build. So I mean, I guess it could be an Airbnb, I don't know, but I personally saw this as being like the vacation home of like a really wealthy family who like travels a lot and are like a very well traveled family. I don't know. That was just, you know, the little story I came up in my head for what this build was. Here I am just using, you know, greenery, just filling it all in, kind of sporadically, because, you know, this is in the middle of the jungle, it's wild, so it can stand to be a little bit random and wild, because that's, you know, just how nature grows, I guess. Here I'm just using the dirt paint thing, putting in some flowers, decorating and making it look nice, some rocks. I wanted a little entryway archway thing here. Took me a while to figure out what I was gonna do. I ended up building an archway out of the raisable walls, but like majorly scaled down to create just kind of like a stone entrance. And I feel like it turned out pretty good. Let's see, where do I start doing that? Right here. I start using the scalable walls, scaling them up, moving them up, just creating a little arch. I kind of wish I had a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe a sign or something here that indicated more that this was an entrance to the house. But, I don't know, it's just a stone entryway. I feel like it worked out pretty well. Here I'm just, you know, editing it, moving around, adding in some greenery, making it look more natural and part of the environment. And putting in some flowers. Yeah, I feel like it looks pretty nice. You know, you walk up that side up to the house and there's the stairs. Yeah, it looks good. And you can walk past that beautiful waterfall. It's, you know, it's great. It's very picturesque. I thought about putting a lantern up there, but I just couldn't get the rotation right because the lights are stuck on a 90-degree rotation, and this was not anywhere near that, so I just couldn't get a light on there. Here I am just, you know, adding in some extra greenery, working on this side of the house. I thought about putting a deck here, as you can see. I ended up scrapping this. It's not that I couldn't make it work, like I probably could if I just messed around with it a little bit more. I just didn't really think, I just thought it was a weird place for a deck because it was like on a side where you couldn't see the waterfall and it was just facing some trees, and I guess it'd still be a pretty view, but I don't know. I like this house to be more focused on the waterfall aspect and more closed, I think. Or not closed, but you know what I mean, more structured and together. I did put some greenery like on the actual rocks where there were spaces. I just felt that it looked more natural that way rather than it all just being rock, because I don't know, why would they just build a house on a huge rock? I felt like it looked more like a naturally occurring feature this way if I put some greenery up near the house. And yeah, I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little bit sore. I slept with my window open, so I think I might have a little bit of a cold, but yeah, sorry about that. Here I am just working on, you know, adding in some beams and, you know, just putting together the house. Put in a little bit of a dirt path there so it was less like just dirt and had more rocks, so it seemed more like a gravel walked path. Here I'm just choosing a door. I end up going with that actual door, that light colored door that I just showed you. But I looked a little bit around first, considered my options, but eventually I just landed on that door. Here I am putting in the windows. Again, I go with those big bay view are they bay view windows? No, I think they're just they're just big windows. I end up going with those just because I figured, you know, in an environment like this with so many things to look at, you're gonna want like an uninterrupted view of the world around you. So I didn't go with windows that had any sort of breakage or lines or anything. I wanted to put windows here. I ended up going with this two-way mirror window, just mainly because I like the color and the shape. I was unsure about the mirror aspect of it, but I ended up just going with it with the mirror facing out and the window facing in so that the Sims inside could see out, but from the outside it looked like it was just reflecting the natural space and the waterfall back. And I just thought that, you know, it worked. Here I am just, you know, coloring the walls, making sure everything looks good. I end up putting in a little skylight up here on the roof. I think that's what I do right now. Yeah, here I'm putting in a skylight. I actually end up kind of forgetting about the skylight. I do that a lot. I always build stuff like on roofs, and then I forget that they're there, and then I mess up the walls on the inside. It's okay though, it looks fine in the end, but I did kind of forget about it, but it's fine, it works. I wanted the roof to be a little bit of a green space, so it kind of blended in more with the environment and, you know, wasn't so obstructive for the environment, you know, like it created a space, you know, for, I don't know, birds or whatever the heck would get up there. Yeah, I just thought it worked. Here I'm just, you know, putting in some plants, just checking what it looks like. And then I believe now we begin the inside. So I considered a staircase, but then it was just taking up too much space, so I went with the ladder. And yeah, this is a family home, but you know, kids can climb ladders. I don't know if toddlers can climb ladders in this game. I don't think they can. Or can they? I don't know. I haven't tried it. Probably not, right? So I guess you wouldn't have a toddler in this house, or just, you know, carry them up very carefully. Here I'm just doing the kitchen. I wanted the kitchen and the eating area to be on the bottom floor, and then all the living spaces and the sleeping spaces upstairs. I end up swapping out that stove later, you'll see, for like a stove top / microwave combo. I don't know, I just thought it looked better. I also usually put like cabinets all across the top of my kitchen, but like I didn't want to interrupt the windows and stuff, and I don't know. I just thought it looked better with like one little cabinet there, you'll see. Yeah, and there's the little stovetop microwave combo. Here I'm putting in some counters. This is a huge counter. Like, I've never built a counter this big. It has 5 chairs on it. That's massive. But you know, I guess you'd have a lot of company here, or it's a big family or something. I don't know. There's a lot of counter space. Here I am just choosing a rug for the kitchen. Oh, I love that rug I put there in the dining area. It's the first time I've used it, actually. I downloaded it like right before I made this build, so it really was the first time I was using it, and I just fell in love with it. It's so beautiful. And yeah, the theme, I guess, or just the style, the interior design, I wanted it to seem multicultural, like this family has traveled to a lot of different places and has collected things from all over the world, you know? So there's like a lot of different, you know, styles or, you know, little bits of decor in this build, from different places, I guess. And yeah, I feel like the style is like very clean and modern, but also very worldly and very, it's a little bit eclectic, I guess you could say, because they kind of collect a lot of different stuff. Here I'm putting the dining table. I thought about putting placemats there, I just couldn't make it work with the height of the table. So I just end up putting a plant in the middle, I believe, later on. Here I'm just adjusting the color of the stools so everything looks good. I ended up putting in benches for the table instead of chairs, because it was kind of a smaller space, and I thought that chairs with tall backs would look a little bit more crowded, so I just end up going with benches, and it works, you know? It makes it feel more adventurous in a way, I guess. And here I put a mat. I end up deleting those mats. I changed the carpet in the kitchen to something else. And I believe that's all I put down here. I didn't want to crowd the space too much. Yeah. Or no, I adjust some stuff here first. I moved the flower to the other side of the counter. I don't know, just for balance or something, who knows. And yeah, let's move upstairs. See, here you can see that I totally forgot about the skylights, and that wall that I just put down for the bedroom kind of breaks up the skylight, but it's fine. It doesn't look terrible, trust me. Here I am just, you know, working out where my doors are gonna be, how it's all gonna look. Put a little hallway thing there just to break it up from the living space. Just choosing my tiles for the bathroom. Ended up changing the tiles outside on the porch to match. And yeah, I believe I start with the bathroom. I go with this marble / concrete tub. I really like playing with a lot of different textures in this build, like a lot of different textures and colors and shapes. I just thought it added to the whole, you know, worldly eclectic thing that they were collecting things from all over, you know, and things look kind of different and artsy, and it's pretty cool. And yeah, here I'm just using a mirror, figuring out, you know, what this is all gonna look like. And then I believe we moved to the kids' room, yeah. I end up choosing like different beds, like the beds don't match. which I usually don't do. I usually use 2 of the same bed when there's a room with, 2 twin beds in it. But I wanted to be quirky, I guess, or just, experiment. So I go with this yellow metal frame and that checkered mattress, which I think looks great with the other bed. Just the colors are so interesting together. I just thought it was really cute. So I end up going with this rug here because the colors of both beds are represented in the rug. And I just thought it was really nice. I love these bear chairs from the game. They're so great. That's one of the few, base game items that I genuinely love. I wish there were more, but it is what it is. Here I am just, decorating a little bit, putting in a pillow, just making everything look, a little bit lived in, pretty cute. Let's see, what do I do next? Oh yeah, I was just messing around with pillows. I put a pillow on the floor there because I was, gonna throw some stuff on the floor like the kids were playing or something. And I ended up doing that later, but I do delete that specific pillow. I just didn't like the texture that it brought. I don't know. I can't really explain my thought process that clearly. It's just I didn't like the texture, if that makes any sense. Here I'm just messing around with the configuration of the decorations. Putting in some extra greenery, just making the space more lively, more lived in. Putting in a desk for the kids. I love this desk. It has like that, what's it called? Rattan? I don't know how to pronounce it. That weaved kind of background, or that weaved backing. It has that. It's very pretty. I like it very much. I put in a painting above there. And I put a mirror over here. Yeah, that pretty mirror. And some more paintings. Just for things for the kids to look at, I guess. I moved to the parents' bedroom. It took me a while to find a bed. I wasn't sure what I was going to go for. I considered this like velvet colorful backing, but I didn't really feel it, so I just went with like a traditional wood backing, that one there. I really like the headboard, like the shape of it. I thought it was pretty unique. And I really wanted to play with shapes in this build, or like at least in the interior design of it. And yeah, there's the carpet. Putting in some side tables and some lamps on top, I believe. Took me a while to figure out what lamp I wanted. I really like those fan lamps there, the ones that say hey. You'll see me bring them up again just to look at them there. But I just had this problem where there's like this white line in them. I don't know. It was a weird glitch. So I ended up going with those big lamps. Here I'm putting in a desk. That desk, I believe, is just a recolor and mesh edit of the desk from the Jungle Adventure pack, where you like look at artifacts and stuff, like the activity. I believe it's just a mesh edit and a recolor, but it's beautiful. I feel like it adds the whole, exploration vibe to it. Put in the mirror over there, and now I'm putting in a dresser. I really like the colors of the clothes in the dresser. I just felt like it matched, the color palette of the build. Here I'm finding a light. Same light I use in the kids' bedroom, but different colors, so it works. Putting in some paintings. I ended up going with like these tan paintings. Yeah, those ones there. They just remind me of IKEA. They might actually be like IKEA paintings. I don't know. Here I am putting in another plant. I love that plant. I love the color of the leaves. It's so pretty. I end up putting in another rug over here. There we go. And let's move on to the living space. Let's see, what do I do? Oh yeah, I checked the build on the bottom first just to, I don't know. I was just reminding myself of what I was doing. You can see I put some more toys in the kids' bedroom over there. Now I'm looking at couches. I play around with these couches for a minute. I end up not using them. I go with a different couch, you'll see. I just thought that this one looked, I don't know, cleaner, more in tune of what the build looks like, I guess. Here I'm just, messing around with the configuration. I use that word a lot, configuration. I like that word a lot, so I use it a lot. Here I am putting in a coffee table. I went with the green one just to, call back to the color palette. Alright, I put in a shelf here. Don't get mad. I lost the footage of everything after this shelf. But it's okay. It's only like 5 minutes of me decorating the shelf and putting up a few more things, like some rugs and some pillows and paintings. So you didn't miss much. I'm so sorry I lost that footage, but it is not a lot. And that is the build. And there you can see the waterfall running. It looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm really proud of this build. I really, really am. So thank you to those who commented, who suggested this. And please, in the future, anyone watching this video, leave comments about what you want to see built, because I will build it. I have been doing requests, and I love the things you guys request. They're so fun, and they're great challenges for me, and I really appreciate those of you who watch these videos and comment your ideas. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time.